Hi guys, welcome to lecture number 15, and today we'll be covering a very important aspect, that is Langsmith, and we'll also cover summarization. So guys, in one of my lectures, I think lecture number 13, I give you a homework regarding summarization. So we'll talk about this in terms of pure vanilla code, and I'll also give you some references in context of Lang graph. But the important part of this section is essentially Langsmith, what it does, why do you want to use it, why you don't have to use it, or some aspects of it. And essentially guys, if you're someone who's learning generative AI and trying to build out its own products at a POC stage or practicing some stuff, for all those use cases guys, Langsmith is exceptional. So what is exactly Langsmith? So see guys, you need to understand, first thing is that LangChain comes up with an ecosystem. So let me go over here and let's just type lang chain ecosystem. Okay, so images maybe. Okay, I think this is a good image. Let's just open this. So see guys, try to understand this thing. Okay, so on the top you have Langsmith. So what is Langsmith? So Langsmith is a tool or a platform that's going to help you monitor your LLM application. So what do you mean by monitoring? So guys, monitoring is just like managing records, trying to analyze how many LLM calls were made, what did the model output, what was the input given to the model, what is the latency of the system. Let me show you Langsmith directly. So this is so in Langsmith you need to get started by creating a project. Okay, so once you create a project, you're able to see the name, you're able to see the input. So let's just click it. So you're able to see what was the input that is going inside the LLM. Then you have a rendered output. That means what is the LLM outputting. I have other things as well. That what is the latency. Okay, it's a success, right? So it's in the API call was made successfully. Then guys, how many tokens I'm using, and other aspects of things are also there, right? So what was the start time, end time, and essentially guys, you can analyze a lot of things from here. Whenever you prepare an application or deploy it, monitoring is very important, right? So see here, I was able to see that at what time my LLM calls are peaking, right? So if I were to implement a system, maybe I'm gonna implement some kind of logic that like around this portion of the day usually we are seeing a spike, so we'll just like increase the instance on which my backend is hosted, something on those lines. Or even like basic analysis, that at what time people like to interact with your product more. Okay, you ran an ad about your product, then you are seeing a spike. Many micro level analysis can be done by these type of charts, that what is the number of LLM calls you have made. Also guys, you need to manage, because see, uh, you need to manage your API costs as well. So you can see that okay, this is the time when this is the time of the month where a lot of LLM calls are being made. I need to do proper capacity planning. All these things are very very important and essential for any of the projects, right? So if you would have read somewhere, right? So not somewhere. So let me see if I can show you. Let me see if I can show you Twitter. Let's just so let me just show you. Let me just show you. Mm, see, what they are saying is insane things. We are losing money on OpenAI Pro subscription. That means on a plan that is worth of $200 as well, they are losing money. Now it's not that they know that okay, for now they are losing money, but they would have done the maths that as and when more people will use it, right now maybe the early adopters are the ones who are super excited in it, and lately the craze of using something usually comes down, and then they can have a strong retention and later on maybe make money. But they must be also having a lot of internal systems like this which help them monitor that how many LLM calls are made, okay, what is the success rate, what is the latency. These type of micro things are very important whenever you're building a product. And let's say you're not implementing monitoring, then you would not ever get to know anything, right? Because you don't understand that what is the latency. So you will hear from people that hey, the model is responding little slow, but then what you can do, you cannot do anything because you don't have any data point to look up to. So you can see that okay, why the latency is going up, which are the requests which are triggering it, and all these kind of things are very important, right? Token usage. So how are the tokens being managed, how is the token usage fluctuating? These are micro level granular KPIs which you can see, and it's an like a platform which Langchain has made, Langsmith, so you can just simply use it, guys. So that was my main introduction to give you about Langsmith. Okay, now how do you integrate this in code? Very simple, guys. Only thing that you need to do is go to Langsmith's website, create your account, and then create a API key. So how you will create a API key? If you'll just go to settings, you can create an API key from here. Okay, you can create a API key. It's not a big deal. Just go to Langsmith and go to settings and create a API key. So I think this is okay. And there are obviously few up there as well, that few features, but I don't have any special feature. All this is I'm using for free. Now how to integrate it? So once I'll have the API key, I just need to put it into my .env file, and then I'm just setting some environment variables. Okay, so Langsmith API key is one of them, and Langsmith project is one of them. Just name any project and the Langsmith endpoint, and tracing has to be true. Now the tracing is very important. Now you will understand everything. Only this much code you require. Then guys, let's say you make a LLM call. What is AI? Can it replace human coders? Answer only yes or no. So see, it gave an answer of no. Now let's go to over here. It's getting refreshed. See, now I'm able to see what is the user querying. What is AI? Can it replace human coders? Only answer yes or no, and the rendered output is no. I got to know that okay, the total tokens were 19 and the latency was 2 seconds. So guys, are you able to see how granularity in granular things I can just gather information, right? Everything you can just see over here in Langsmith Studio. And then if you're running an application, I just shown you a proper monitor tab, you can monitor everything. So that's pretty much it, and that's all, guys. That's the only thing you need. Then you will look for KPIs on your own and do the basic data analysis on your own, but that is pretty much it. So here I have added a image also, but I've shown you in real as well. So that's pretty much it. Now guys, I'll be showing you more on summarization feature. So in lecture number 13, right, I talked up in lecture number 13, I talked about summary, but I gave you homework to implement. So let's just try to implement it in simple terms. So guys, let's just try to walk through the code line by line. So we have a count which is 0. Okay, we have a list of messages, that is our database. Then we are talking about while true. So first of all, let me just quickly revise summary that what we are doing, so that if some of you are new, that it will help you. So guys, see what is simple summarization. So guys, whenever you and the chatbot are having conversation, and over time what happens is, due to piling up history, okay, due to the fact that history gets piled up, often you will find that your LLM costs are high, your token usage is high, and your latency is high, and that is why you don't want any of these three things to happen. So what you do is, let's say a user has had 10 exchange messages with the AI system, you will summarize this 10 messages into one. Now once you do that, it kind of works sometimes and it doesn't work sometimes, because it really depends upon what the user is going to ask in the 11th question. But usually guys, it is seen that summary is better than trimming and filtering. I'll tell you why. So guys, see, let's say in the user is using your system, and in the first prompt it has said that answer to me in a funny way, right? So one thing is system message and one thing is in a way that user wants the system to behave, right? So you want the system to behave in a funny way. This is what you have texted in the first message. Now if you'll trim or filter, obviously in any of the iterations this first message will be lost. Then guys, tell me, will the 11th message actually make sense and will people like your product? No. So what we are going to do is we're going to take the first 10 messages and then we are going to summarize it. Okay, and once we summarize it, the summary would be fed to the model on 11th message, 11th call, and on the user question which is there on 11th call, and the summary. And now obviously guys, the summary would have captured the fact that the user wants you to be funny, and then thus the response will come in a better way. So in most cases guys, summary is the feature which you should implement, because I give you a very practical example. So what is the difference between system message? System message is a high level thing, right? A very high level thing, but you need to look at things at a granular level. What if the user has told the system to behave in a funny way, and you are implementing trimming and filtering? So then it really makes no sense, right? The funny part needs to be captured, the first message needs to be captured. So in any trimming and filtering it would go away, right? But if you'll summarize, it won't go away. Now let's try to see the summarization feature. So guys, first we are initializing a count, we are initializing a list. Simple, we are having an infinite loop. While true, we are asking the user to please input your question. And guys, if the user input is exit or q, we'll break the thing. So whenever you write while loop, always make sure you are writing a break statement. Then guys, we are increasing the count by 1, and then we are printing the current count is 1, or the current count is count messages dot append. So we are appending the user query. And then what we are saying, that if the number when divided by 3 gives out a remainder of 0, that means on every multiple of 3, take the last 3 messages, okay, and then remove all the messages which are there, then summarize the last 3 messages, and the next prompt, like on the 4th call or on the 10th call or on the 13th call or on the 16th call, the LLM will be like, here is the summary of the conversation so far, and this is the current question. It won't be seeing the other question and answer. So that's how it's gonna work. And let's just try to play around it, right? Let's just see. So hi, okay, what is, so you can just track here as well what is happening. You can track over here, right? So the user said hi and the AI said, hi there, how can I help you? Then what is AI agents in 100 words? AI agents are something something. Okay, thanks. Okay, now see what happened in the next call, right? What is going to happen? The input to LLM will be, this is the messages after count 3. Here is the summary of the conversation so far. So you're able to see that this is a summary. And what is the current user question? Current user question, okay, thanks. And AI replied, you are welcome. Is there something else I can help you with regarding? Guys, this is the AI agents or any other topic. This is the power. So you're able to see that how you can just take like a running sum, not a running sum exactly, just a simple threes multiple, and whenever it's like crossing your n multiple, you can just summarize it with a simple prompt, summarize the conversation so far, and then you can improve, fine tune, prompt engineer, do all those type of things. But now let's just try to visualize everything from a Langsmith point of view. So guys, see, seeing things in the notebook is sometimes a little awkward, right? Let's just see what was the last input that it got. So the last input it got is, here is the summary. The user asked about concise definition of AI agents. The AI responded that by describing them as autonomous software programming that decides in something something. And see, you are able to see, here is the current question. Okay, thanks. You are welcome. Is there anything I can help you with? Now, guys, are you able to understand this feature? This is why Langsmith is so useful. It is way more useful than LangGraph as well. Lang graph is kind of adding a layer of complexity, right? There are some cases where it wins as well, but for the most of the cases in your organization, you would prefer vanilla Python. And then, guys, you're able to see that how it's kind of making so much sense that I can see everything in a good format, right? I can see that what is the latency. I can see the what are the total number of tokens usage. So had I not been summarizing it, right, had I been having a running loop about for it, these tokens would have been huge and my cost would have also gone huge. So that's pretty much it. Now guys, if you wish to implement this summary feature with the help of LangGraph, okay, I have attached a notebook link. You can click over here and this is going to open the summarization feature. All you need to do is, guys, see, even they are also doing pretty much same, but obviously it will come with its own layer of abstraction. But you can have a look at this code. You can get it done if you are implementing everything with LangGraph. But mostly, guys, if you'll see, even they are also doing the same thing. If length of messages is greater than 6, then summarize conversation, and then they must have written a function for summarize conversation. See, guys, so always whenever you're using a framework, try to like understand its limitations, its pros, and then choose your wise decision, right? So sometimes you need to understand a concept in pure vanilla Python, then try to understand what is happening and then implement the abstract representation. Had I been just showing you this directly, you wouldn't have captured the essence of what is happening. And in the last lecture also, I couldn't show you uh, how and when Langsmith is working. So that's why today I wanted to show you Langsmith, which is very important and essential feature, and you're able to see how we are able to monitor stuff. So guys, now you have the tools, right? You have the tools, you know what LangGraph can do, you know what are the basic concepts that needs to be done. Now you can actually start building out agents, okay? And slowly I'll cover everything in this playlist. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and have a great uh, time. And also guys, if you have any doubts, you can directly reach out to me on LinkedIn, directly reach out to me on Instagram. I'll be able to help you.